And all the cool kids peaked in high school. If you weren't then they didn't like you. I used to wanna be the same. Now I think I did okay. Only wish back then that I knew. I was sitting on the bleachers, baby. They were running plays, I was getting blazed, rolling up. I know the weed don't hate me. Feels good to be a reject lately. I set fire to my yearbooks. Can't believe how long 4 years took. Oh no. I know that you and I will spend our lonely nights drinking 40s in your basement. But when it's said and done, guess we're the lucky ones because we made it. And all the cool kids peaked in high school. If you were them, they didn't like you. I used to wanna be the same. Now I think I did okay. Only wish back then that I knew. Think I just saw the prom king scooping ice cream at the Dairy Queen and I stopped. Asked him what flavors he got. Nothing good, oh that's what I thought. Now I can't believe what we used to be. For a second there I forgot. And that some bullet I dodged. Now I sit back and I watch. I know that you and I will spend our lonely nights drinking 40s in your basement.
How we doing?
But when it's said and done, guess we're the lucky ones because we made it. And all the cool kids peaked in high school. If you went them, they didn't like you. I used to wanna be the same. Now I think I did okay. Only wish back then that I knew that all the cool kids peaked in high school. Somewhere along someone got lied to. I used to wanna be the same. Now I think I did okay. Only wish back then that I knew that all the cool kids peaked in.
What up, everybody? I hope you all had a marvelous start to the new year. This is probably the longest break we had that I didn't go on vacation. But listen, we had a great ending to the last year. We went out with a bang. If you watch that break, we certainly did. But only plan on taking one day off. And then, the game got the best of me. And then, of course, the thing everyone's talking about is, DeMar Hamlin. Obviously, everyone in the world. I mean, it really is the largest sporting news, I would say, that I can recall in my history. And I think, just a couple things on that real quick. First of all, prayers up to DeMar and big shout out. I want to get into a whole bunch of stuff, but we have a very short break. But Dan Orlovsky was the only one who actually stopped and, at least on mainstream major media, he had the balls to really just step up and actually say a prayer. And it's funny because the first thing I said the next day was like, it's cool that everyone's saying prayers and they're doing these vigils and stuff, but like oftentimes it just feels like it's a hot word, or, a trending topic, hot word. And for a major medium person to stop and actually say a legitimate, concerned, heartfelt prayer was awesome. It was awesome. That was awesome. So, but it sounds like, for real quick update for those of you who are not following it super closely, they put him down from 100% oxygen to 50% oxygen yesterday, and it sounds like they're bringing his body. Everything I read is they're bringing his body temperature back to normal and relieving the oxygen support, which is a pretty common practice when it's with heart failure, and so they'll probably know something within the next 12 to 24 hours about brain activity, which dude, he's got to see this, right? He's got to see how everyone came together, how everyone was able to find a way to give to not only his charity, but many other charities, how fan bases stood together, and it was more than football. He's got to see that. So got to come out of this. But real quick, let's get to the break, and then I'll talk more about it. This is why we got to do a podcast again. I miss doing that. I miss talking to you guys about that stuff. I hope you guys are safe. Man, if you didn't go home and kiss your family and your loved ones that night or the next morning, I don't know what made you, man, because it's just like right in front of you saw how quick. We don't get to see that stuff happen in real life that quick. And I think people saw it, and it shook them. So this was 2019 XR. This was 2019 XR. We still had Andrew Luck on a cover then, believe it or not. He seems so far removed. Then 2000, I don't have any 20. But here's 2021 XR, and that had Dalvin Cook on it. This year, it looks like I cut out briefly. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it looks like the setup is just the same. Seven cards per pack, 2 packs per box. So nothing's really changed with it. Although I did look like there's acetate cards in it this year, like the clear cards, and which I don't recall those from years past. So we'll get to see what the difference in them is. Historically, a pretty dark looking card. Yeah, so a darker looking card. You can have, it's a very thin stock, so you can have, some corner issues if you're not careful. So, but again, not much has changed. We're not going to do it as a full case P. Like, we're not going to do the whole case of the PYT because it looks to me like some people are looking at it maybe as it might be a better mixer product. We do have a random up right now. And that is 1 box of XR and 1 box of Mosaic. I think they actually mix well together because you get your parallels, some base cards, 2 autos, and then your additional hits. Adds the actual fact that you can get mems in there with it too. So let's go ahead, get to ripping box number 1. Good luck, everybody. Now that we're ripping and I can talk a little bit. Dude, so outside of the whole, and I get it, you have to say, you don't even have to say. I think people genuinely knew the only thing that mattered was Hamlin. The players who witnessed that going on, I mean, it's just, everyone that had to see it firsthand, that was obviously horrible. But again, it does come down to the fact that there are other issues at play here. And one of those that was affected is it was on the final week of fantasy football. So I want to ask you, for you guys to get a little bit involved here. Oh, we got a 101 plate already coming up. All right. How are your leagues handling in this? I mean, betting sites already returned all the bets. They don't care if it gets played again. They'll take new bets. Yahoo's already put out a statement. FanDuel canceled their weekly contest. I think DraftKings canceled their weekly contest unless it didn't include that slate. So my question to you is, what are your leagues doing? All right, we got Garrett Wilson, rookie. Tyreek Hill. Buda Baker. And how about a Treylon Burks is going to be our RPA for the Tennessee Titans, going out to Logan Wade. I've seen a few different ways people are handling a lot of if it was close and both teams had players, I've seen people decide they're just going to split it. I've seen where I'm in a league where the contest had all but been decided. We may have had each had a player. Now I don't commission this one, but and they said, look, there's no way that this score gap is going to matter. So they just awarded the prizes. Jason, that's the other thing. Some guys just decided, hey, we're giving a 0 for it. And, it's tough. But that is something that Yahoo's approach is really cool. Look at this. Kenneth Walker at a 99. I like this card with the paper in the middle. Extra, extra. That's a really cool card. I like how they kind of added a layer to that. It's like a layered photo. Well, see, here's my thing, Jason. I think, so I'll say this. I'm okay with that, with the caveat that if the game gets played, you have to go back and award those points. And what Jeff just said. I don't think you can say, okay, we're giving zeros even if the game's played. In my world, there's just no way that I would accept that. Woo! Dallas Cowboys, Jeff Guffey with the 1/1 Micah Parsons. There you go. So the way Yahoo handled it, if you didn't read it, and Yahoo's is interesting the way they're handling it. They're very much the same way. Right now, the points, any points that were received in the game, they're awarding to the people that had them. Then, if they decide to never play the game and then they're not recognizing that score, you go back and you don't get any of those points. If they decide to play the game, you'll go back and get the original points. If they cancel the game, everyone's awarded 0. All right? Now wait. This is where it gets interesting. Congratulations, Guffey, on the 101. Shot. I'm not doing it today. Dude, I was sick last night. Not from drinking. I wasn't drinking. I ate something bad. I don't know if it's a food poisoning or acid reflux or something. But I was up almost all night puking, screaming, moaning. My wife was like, "You're annoying." I'm like, I don't know what to say. I can't. I was in horrible pain. It was awful. But this is the interesting thing that Yahoo's doing. If you haven't read about it, I know that's what I need to just puke everything up, Jamie. In the event that you have a week 8, if you haven't read it, you got to listen to this. If you have an event, you have a week 18 contest. You go back. So let's say you lost your week 17 contest, but you had Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and you lost by 17. Week 18, that person who beat you moves on. But if the Bills and Bengals decide to play that game, Yahoo's going to go in, and how they're going to do this logistically is insane. But you go back and actually get those points, and if you would have ended up winning, you would have been bumped up to week 18. So this is going to happen in some leagues if they play the game. You could actually win your league if you go up to week 18, but then end up getting third because you technically lost that game. You could end up getting fourth because you lost that game and the person who beat you went on to the championship. It's crazy. It's I've never seen anything like it. It's absurd. It's crazy, but that is where we're at with it. I would not want to be figuring all that out. Brisker out of 99, and there's a Zappy out of 199. Some good cards. We got a Tyler Batty, Carson Wentz, Josh Jacobs, and here we go. Sky Moore out of 99, luminous endorsements for the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, Jamie, some of the Yahoo leagues do. Like, even I think you can choose to do that in their pro leagues or something like that, which I don't get it either. We were saying the same thing. Nice card, Kansas City Chiefs, going out to Logan Wade. Just found out he is a Chiefs fan today. And how about this? Out of 49, Trayvon Walker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But the NFL released a statement today that said they're still working on a way to figure out how to play that game. And that right now their number one concern is DeMar Hamlin. But my only thing I'm going to say about that is it's a concern, but not enough to cancel the Week 18 games, which I agree with it. I don't think you do. That would be insane. And I get why the players couldn't play so quickly after seeing that. I agree with canceling it. I agree with they weren't ready to play it the next day. Could they have played it Thursday? Just happened on Monday. I get not playing it yesterday. Maybe even today. Thursday would have worked. Bump the other game to Tuesday. Either way, I think the reason they didn't is, God forbid, there is a bad outcome to this situation, and it's we find out some horrible, catastrophic, grim news before then, and the game schedule they'd have to recancel it. So I think this gives them time to Sunday to kind of hopefully have some positive news and a positive swing for DeMar, so that players can kind of have hope and rally around that news. But I would guess, if I had to guess, if they play this game, I could see them pushing playoffs back a week. That everyone gets a bye week that's in the playoffs, except for the Bills and the Bengals, who would play on that initial wild card weekend. Again, this is just I could see this happen. Not that it's the best scenario. There's a lot of other options I've seen floated around. And then the AFC NFC Conference Championships would actually happen during Pro Bowl weekend, along with the Pro Bowl activities. It could get interesting. Hollywood Brown out of 99. Well, they can't eliminate the week. That's Pro Bowl week. That week before the Super Bowl is Pro Bowl week. So they would just do, and they definitely want to get this. Here we go. Desmond Ridder out of 249. And I agree that there's going to be some bad blood on these leagues. I mean, we're already seeing. I think people right now are kind of just not a lot of leagues haven't made final decisions yet. But I was listening to the radio. There's definitely some people who are very torn with what to do with them, Jamie. Jake Ferguson, Deshaun Watson, and Kirk Cousins. Yeah, to me, Chris, that there's nobody gets hurt there, right? Yes, is it a little bit logistically unfavorable for the NFL and possibly but nobody's made definitive plans with where games are getting played, who they're playing, what the date of the game is. So we don't know that for playoffs yet. So it's not like, people have to be pissed like, oh, but I had a hotel reserve. You don't even know where and when you're playing yet. There's still a lot of games in limbo. Nakobe Dean out of 199 going out to the Philadelphia Eagles. There you go, Dakota. And I'll tell you what, it would be the best year to do it, and here's why. They're switching up the Pro Bowl format already, right? They already have plans to switch that Pro Bowl format up. Here we go, Eric Dickerson. Give me a game used. No, not game used, but little like 3 colors, stitching 9 out of 10 for the LA Rams on the mini spot. $12 a spot. Jeff Guffey getting his Eric Dickerson. Jamie, you're absolutely right. We haven't had any issues yet. We've had very calm conversations about it. Nobody's really had an issue about it yet, so that's good. And you're right. That's why you don't allow troublemakers in your league. You don't allow people who aren't understanding. But, I can see in some of the high-dollar leagues how it could cause some serious problems. Aiden Hutchinson out of 149, impending greatness. Man, he is good, isn't he? But, yeah, so you have this whole Pro Bowl thing with all these new activities. What would get that viewership higher than, say, we're going to play the NFC Championship game, and then we'll have, like, Pro Bowl activities, and then we have the AFC Championship game and Pro Bowl activities. I could even see him doing a Saturday-Sunday thing, leading up to the next week for playoffs. Here we go. Kyler Murray. I love this color parallel out of 49. These cards look sharp. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. The way that game was trending, Jamie, it's unfortunate, because that game already had epic game written all over it. Pre-game, during the game, the momentum of the game was quick already, so obviously that doesn't matter at this point. David Montgomery and Tyquan Thornton. Oh, and this one's numbered out of 199. What up, Zach? Zach, I see my boy Nate Peterman. I'm going to get to watch him play this week. The Bears are starting Nate Peterman in place of Justin Fields. Is that an injury-related decision? Or is that just like, hey, we're just, we want to kind of show off Nate Peterman, maybe do a deal or see what he has? We got A.J. Brown and Cam Akers. He came on strong near the end of the season. All right, and our RPA is going to be 1 color, 2 color, 1 color out of 49. Jahan Dotson. I know. Well, you know what? Hopefully, the Bills have an opportunity to go out and play for him. Hopefully he's all right. He's not out of the woods yet as far as health goes, but it sounds like it's trending in a positive direction, which is certainly what we want to see first. But man, I'll tell you what, that team is going to rally behind that situation. I really believe that. They're going to want to put it, not that they don't every week put it all on the line, but you play with it. You know how it is. You play in a different gear. You play with some different momentum when you're playing for more than just the game. When you're playing for a person, you're playing for a. Break Lamar's record too. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting that they're not. You know what else is interesting going into this? There are some big last box of this break, and then remember there is a random teams XR mosaic up only 24 a spot. There is some big games coming up this week. Dolphins have to win, but aren't playing Tua, right? There is. Jamie, how do you feel about Steelers' odds to get in? It is looking like they could backdoor their way in again. Yeah, Jeremy, I have capstones that came in. We are going to be doing baseball, but I wanted to get, since today was an actual release. Everything's been coming in so late. Plus, I didn't want to break it yesterday with all that going on. It would have felt weird. We have a little bit more news today than we did yesterday. Kenny Pickett out of 149. There you go. Pittsburgh Steelers Trenchard. Well, Jimmy, that's a whole other thing, but my dad made a great point. He's like, what do you mean, why not? He goes, well, we watched games when there were 13 games in a season, and all those records got broke, right? We watched games when there were like, I don't know if it went from 13 to 17 or what. Steve, I never even thought of that. I love that idea. I don't understand why they don't do that to begin with. That would make a lot of sense. People always want more football, right? And then you could have like kind of do a Super Bowl presentation there. Ooh, where'd you hear that at, Steve? I like that even more. Yeah, Jimmy, that's true with a lot of them though too, but I just don't know. There's an Elijah Moore out of 49. How you ever really change that? Nick Chubb out of 249 going to the Cleveland Browns. I mean, they're at this point, my understanding is they're honoring those records even if they're broke in an extra game, right? They're not doing like a per game thing. Although you'll start to see them look at that, like how many per game in a season with a minimum of X amount of games played. Tyler Batty, Kirk Cousins, and A.J. Brown. And that's true. Fields didn't play all 17. You're right. Yep, that's Chris. That's what we were just saying. I will add it in. I will. And there we go for the Niners. Oh, guys, real quick, I want to talk about this quick. So I looked around at other groups' pricings and what I kind of do is I want to stay to a certain number. I've told you about this many times. When I price it out, I have a bottom line number I want to get. Then I adjust the teams to make sure I'm at that number and I move things around. And when I looked at it, I was like, well, this is just like Mosaic. So I used Mosaic pricing for it. And it wasn't until this morning when I realized that Brock Purdy wasn't in it. So that's why I just ate the $40. We knocked him down to 35. That was my mistake. That was me being distracted yesterday, lack of research, not really looking to see if I needed to adjust teams based too much. I thought it would be the same checklist as Mosaic, coming out so close. So that's another reason why we're not jumping right into another PYT. But there you go. My loss is your gain there, Josh. Nice little RPA for you. All right, here we go. Breece Hall. Man, these cards look so good. And one of my favorite things about this, I don't know if you noticed this, but I love how on this card they do the rookie card emblem all through the card. I just think it looks so sharp. Because I mean, I do like their rookie card emblem, what they use. But very, very cool. Out of 199, Breece Hall. Oh, the Skip Bayless thing. I mean, Skip makes his money off the cuff. What I think's crazy is this true that Sharp? I don't listen to either of them. I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch FS1. I mean, I watch ESPN football like when a game is on. Other than that, ESPN's not on in my house. I don't like the shows anymore. I just haven't for a long time. Out of 249, Fedarian Mathis. But apparently Shannon Sharp didn't show up for work, saying that he's had it like him. They have a great rapport on the show, but he can't stand Skip's comments and ignorance anymore. That's crazy. He's like, I'm not coming to work. I don't know who's more important to that network, Skip or Shannon. I don't know. Are they like the two biggest guys there? Yeah, see, I don't watch. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Shannon either. Shannon said some things that I'm like, I've heard in snippets. Like, I don't watch him. And of course, I try not to base my full judgment on, like, say, a snippet. Here we go. Detroit Lions, Larry. 1 out of 15. Three color. Very cool card. Okuda and Hutchinson, team materials. Only 6 left in the random, guys. Check it out. Thank you, Chris. There's so much more I want to get to as well, and we'll get to them throughout the week. So many more topics I want to get to. Jason and I continue to have talks about one of the last teams taken. They sat there all day. There it was, the next to last team taken. It was Seattle. Oh, no, it was San Fran. Seattle was like near the bottom. Out of 99, luminous endorsements, Kenneth Walker. There it is. I like these silver ink on these too. Luminous endorsements. That's our second one we pulled. We pulled the Sky Moore with the silver ink too. There you go, homies. I know it's Holmes. All right, guys, let's recap and give away 2 $5 hitless credits. We did have a 101. Doesn't count as a hit, but it's a nice one. We got Watson and Baker. Brian, who is this? Asmod? I don't know him. AJ Brown, Cousins, Batty, Baker, Wentz, Batty. Couple Batties in there. Another Watts, a couple Watsons. Kirk Cousins, that was weird. So there's our base cards. Here's our numbered cards. I top loaded every number. Vidarian Mathis out of 249. We had the Brees Hall to 199. Loving the looks of the rookies. Chubb out of 249. Moore to 49. A nice Kenny Pickett impending greatness out of 149. We had another one of impending greatness too. Both of those out of 149, so the same parallel. But it's going to be Kenny Pickett and Aiden Hutchinson on those. We had the David Montgomery to 199, Murray to 49, Ritter to 249, Marquise Brown to 99, Jaquan Brisker to 99. We got the Zappy to 199, Hollywood to 249, Garrett Wilson base rookie, and a Kenneth Walker on this too out of 99. Love this insert, extra. Looks very sharp layered, almost like a frame. So, I told you, Jeff, I'm not a Skip fan by any means. But if you look at the timeline of his tweets that are about 10 minutes apart, if you look at that tweet in a bubble, it looks very, very bad. But if you look at the progression of his tweets and how he layered them, it really was a good point. Like, I think we were all thinking it. Like, obviously, the only thing that matters is DeMar. We didn't know when he was first tweeting, too. We didn't know the details like we did post game or 45 minutes into the situation. And I'm not defending what he said. It didn't need to be said. Just wait, you know. How bad do you need clicks, Skip? Like, how bad do you need to be the center of attention? You don't need to say it. We all were thinking it. But I don't think it was senseless. Like two ESPN guys were commented on, we need to play the game. A lot of people have bets on the line. I have a parlay to hit. Like, those guys got to go. They got to be fired right away. No, you never put money ahead of player safety. Again, Skip was talking about the schedule and just the logistics of how do they get this game in if they cancel it. Jeremy, I may post one tonight. Let me get my head wrapped around. I spent the whole day shipping. You guys should have got tracking. We really did get our shipping out today. So let me get my head wrapped around the random that's up, and maybe the next one will be a mixer with baseball, maybe another football mixer. We'll see where we're at. Detroit Lions, Larry hitting this nice two because I have a lot I want to chat with you guys with. I'm with you, Jamie. See, I love this. I missed you guys. It's been the longest break we had in a while, like what, 3-4 days. So it's good to be back with you guys. I miss you. Hutchinson and Okuda for the Detroit Lions. Eric, and that was out of 15 too. Nice short print there. And then we had the Dickerson out of 10 for the LA Rams going out to Jeff Guffey. And of course the Trayvon Walker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's going to be going out to James Rhea. A little spread out pretty good here. Kenneth Walker luminous endorsements out of 99 for the Seattle Seahawks going out to Holmes. And then we had the Tyron Davis Price for the San Francisco 49ers, Josh Long. We had the out of 49 Jahan Dotson for the Washington football team going out to Trevor Brown. The Kobe Dean for the Philadelphia Eagles going out to Dakota Reed. We had the Sky Moore for the Kansas City Chiefs going out to Logan Wade. And then the Treylon Burks of the Tennessee Titans, also Logan Wade, getting that one with the RPA. And then also does not count as a hit, but a 1-of-1 printing plate, Micah Parsons. Very cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and do 2 $5 hitless credits. Guys, yes, I still have to figure out the FanDuel leagues, the fantasy leagues. I mean, I was kind of hoping. So I did hear today that, like I said, the NFL executives know they have to make a decision. And they have to make that. Oh, thank you. Let me fix that quick. Who said that? Zach. I'm not one of your biddies, man. You don't need to get me drunk. That's going to be another Friday night, man. You guys hit me hard on New Year's Eve. Hard. Jamie was sending videos to my brother. I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want to watch this. But like, I think that here's the deal. They kind of have to make they do have to make the decision before Sunday, in my opinion, because it will affect I believe it will affect the Bills' approach. If the Bills don't play that game, which is if they decide that, I'm not going to be all up in arms about it. Like if the Chiefs get the bye, so be it. I mean that there are bigger things at play here, and I hope they figure it out. But I'm not going to be like this is bull. Like it is what it is. This is unprecedented. It was our decision in a way, and the Bengals' decision to not continue. So I get it. But if they decide to not play the game, the Bills can rest their starters because we can't. We're the 3rd seed regardless. I think that's my understanding is that we will be the 3 seed regardless. Or if it's the 2 or the 3, it really doesn't make a difference in my opinion. You have to beat who you have to beat. So I think they have to make that decision for Sunday and allow us to decide that based on our personnel that we use. But yeah, you can't blame them, Jamie. Like, and that's why you really want that Bengals game to be played, Jamie. Because if they decide they're not playing that, the Bills won't play their starters. They won't. I don't believe that they will. I think they'll rest up. They'll get time. They'll let their guys get in there and play. Trust me. I mean, I'm not going to be happy about it if. Oops, who was it? It's the Bears and the Vikings if they don't play that game, but. And I honestly think that's why the NFL is trying to figure it out because it doesn't just affect the Bills, the Bengals. It affects the Ravens. It affects the Steelers. It affects the Dolphins. It affects New England. And that's what I'm saying, Jamie. Yep, I'm with you. Absolutely. I think the game has, in my opinion, it has to be played. But it does come down to, I don't think they can expect the Bills and Bengals to play that game, play on Sunday, play a game on Thursday, and then play again on Sunday. That'd be 3 games in like 7 days. You can't expect the team to do that. You know what I mean? Like, again, that would be a 17 game, 18 game, and a playoff game in 7-day stretch. There's just no way. So, yes, Zach, I do. I think that if they can't improve their playoff position, they won't play. They'll save it for playoffs. They'll show out in playoffs. I don't believe that they'll play the starters for no reason. If the playoff positioning can't change, they won't play. They're not. I mean, they want to play. They'll be there to support and represent, but they won't go out and hurt themselves. All right, guys. It looks to me as if there are. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it looks like the break is full, so I will check in on that right away. And if it's full and paid, we can get it random up and we can go do that. And I'll start, Jeremy. I'll start putting together a baseball mixer here. All right. No, Zach, I said it. You know, I almost jinxed this. I feel like I said it at the beginning of the year. The number one thing that would prevent the Bills from being, the number one thing that would be the hindrance to the Bills getting and winning the Super Bowl would be injuries, and it's been absolutely the dagger for us. It's the one thing we cannot seem to escape. I don't know if it's freak accidents. I don't know if it's just not good. I mean, I feel it's cold weather. I don't know. I got you. It's been around the league, though. I've never seen so many injuries in the league in a year that we're calling for the most player safety. So I'm not quite understanding that, but that's a conversation for a different time. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go check on all this. It's good to see you. Good to be back. Hopefully, we can do another 1 or 2 tonight, and then get back to a regularly scheduled program this week. Card show this weekend. I'll talk more about that next break. All right, peace.